Okay, so my idea is for a real estate platform that's a little bit more simple than the ones that we have now, because obviously this isn't a super new idea, but I think that integrating AI and making things more simple and accessible for investors specifically, real estate investors, is something that could be beneficial and is probably needed in the market. Um, so basically, the way this app will work is that there will be like a web or mobile app. I haven't implemented very much of this, but here's the structure of it. And so then we'll have load balancer and failover and scaling. And then we'll have our API gateway using Fast API. So basically, this is going to be where everything kind of gets processed and sent out to different places. So we have our caching and our storage using Redis and Postgres. And this API will be calling other APIs for information um, that's needed for the application. So for example, we'll use the OpenAI API to generate, kind of like we did in this class, SQL queries to help make the filtering process easier or better for people or more customizable so that you can get exactly what you want. And maybe that's something that will be phased out, but also the API can be used by investors and people who are selling alike to be able to generate compelling posts and listings in a way that's easy and fast. Lots of people don't have a lot of time. They don't want to spend as much time on those kind of things. And so the OpenAI API will be good for that. And using Zillow API um, for um, different data on housing prices and things like that, as well as the MLS API, um, which will help to get more data. And then the Google Places API helps with location data. So all of those things combined will hopefully give a good base for some good data and some good knowledge to come into the system. And then so here's just like a larger view of it. And here is kind of my start of the back end. I haven't gotten too far into it, but basically we're just initializing everything. We're using Fast API, and um, I'm just going to create a whole backend API here, or a gateway, I guess, to be able to access all these other APIs and be able to um, interact with clients. So um, using the lots of the services that we talked about in class, Redis and Postgres, um, they make it so things become a little bit easier because we don't have to worry as much about the read and write times and things like that. Um, so Redis serves lots of frequent queries, and Postgres can handle very fast writes. Um, and so one issue is the API, the external API calls. One thing that's not as difficult is that we can cache some of our data and use it later. And so if we have something that has already been searched, um, the plan is to cache that somewhere and maybe even um, integrate frequent or similar searches into each other. So all those performance expectations are met, um, and we prevent conflicts by using the locks in PubSub. So this is exciting for me because I was just like looking into renting and getting a new place. And I'm also looking into investing eventually. Um, and I always feel like I want more options and be able to actually just see full data instead of just what one business or company decides to give. And I want to be able to see that from a more base level. And I hope that this can be a opportunity to build something like that. And obviously it's going to take a lot of work, more work than I've done on it so far, um, to make it happen. But I think the base is there and it should be something that can make a difference. So